the king of the jungle. The Sundar Valley Wildlife Reserve stretched for hundreds of miles, a vast landscape of dense forests, winding rivers, and rolling grasslands. For generations, local villagers had spoken of a ruler that walked its shadows, a tiger so large and powerful that even experienced hunters refused to challenge him. They called him the Tiger King. Unlike ordinary predators, the Tiger King seemed to understand his domain. He patrolled the jungle with calm confidence, marking territory that no rival dared enter. Stories about him spread far beyond the valley. Researchers came hoping to catch a glimpse of the legendary beast. Some claimed he was the largest Bengal tiger ever recorded in the region. On a hot morning, Ranger Ethan Cole sat inside a small observation station overlooking a dried riverbed. He studied footage from several hidden cameras placed throughout the reserve. "There he is again," his assistant Maya said. The screen showed the Tiger King emerging from tall grass. Even through the camera, his size was impressive. His orange coat glowed beneath the morning sunlight, and every movement carried the confidence of a creature that feared nothing. The tiger paused beside a waterhole where a herd of deer drank nervously. Within seconds, he exploded into motion. The deer scattered. One was too slow. The hunt ended almost immediately. Ethan watched quietly. "Perfect execution," Maya said. Ethan nodded. "People think predators kill because they're cruel," he replied. "But he's just doing what he must to survive." The tiger dragged his prey into the forest and vanished from view. For years, Ethan had studied wildlife behavior. Unlike many people, he believed animals were capable of far more intelligence than they were given credit for. Every day in the reserve seemed to prove him right. But this year was different. The drought had become severe. Month after month, no rain fell. Streams shrank into muddy channels. Small ponds disappeared entirely. Animals traveled farther each day, searching for water. The effects were visible everywhere. Trees shed leaves early. Bird populations migrated away. Even predators struggled as prey became scarce. The balance of the jungle was beginning to crack. A few days later, reports started arriving from nearby villages. At first, they seemed impossible. Farmers claimed they had seen an enormous wild bull moving through the valley. Not a domestic animal, a true giant. Some said it looked larger than any buffalo they had ever encountered. Others insisted it was simply a rumor. Then Ethan saw the camera footage himself. The animal stepped into view shortly before sunset. Silence filled the observation room. "That's incredible," Maya whispered. The bull was enormous. Massive shoulders rolled beneath dark muscle. Long horns curved outward like polished weapons. Every step carried tremendous strength. Ethan checked the measurements. The animal was far larger than normal specimens found in the region. "Let's call him Titan," Maya suggested. Ethan smiled. "Seems appropriate." As days passed, Titan appeared more frequently. Yet something about his behavior surprised everyone. He wasn't aggressive. Instead, he seemed focused on finding water. Camera footage showed him leading smaller animals toward remaining water sources. Deer often followed behind him. Even wild boars appeared comfortable nearby. The giant bull never attacked them, never chased them away. It was unusual behavior. Then came a morning everything changed. The last major watering hole in the Central Valley had shrunk dramatically. Animals gathered there from every corner of the reserve. Ethan monitored the area through multiple cameras. Suddenly, movement appeared on one side of the water. The Tiger King emerged from the trees. A few moments later, another camera detected movement on the opposite side. Titan stepped from the grasslands. The massive bull lowered his head slightly. The tiger froze. Neither animal moved. Birdsong stopped. Monkeys retreated into the canopy. Even the wind seemed to disappear. Two giants stood across the shrinking waterhole. The undisputed ruler of the jungle, and the powerful newcomer who feared no king. Ethan stared at the screen. For a long moment, neither creature blinked. Neither looked away. The entire valley seemed to hold its breath. And for the first time in years, the Tiger King had met something willing to stand its ground. Rivals of the drought. The footage spread quickly through the ranger station. Every researcher in Sundar Valley wanted to see the moment when Titan and the Tiger King faced each other across the watering hole. Some replayed it over and over, studying every movement. Others debated what would happen next. Most agreed on one thing: a battle was coming. The tiger won't tolerate another dominant animal in his territory, one researcher said. And Titan won't back down, another replied. Ethan listened, but said little. He had spent years observing wildlife, and he knew nature was rarely as simple as people imagined. Animals fought when they had to, not because they enjoyed violence. Still, even he couldn't deny the tension growing across the reserve. The drought worsened with every passing week. The last major watering hole became the center of life in the valley. Every species depended on it, and every day, the Tiger King and Titan appeared there. At first, they merely watched one another. The tiger would emerge from the forest at dawn. Titan would arrive from the grasslands later in the morning. Both drank cautiously. Both remained alert. Neither turned their back on the other. The standoffs became legendary among the rangers. Hidden cameras captured every encounter. One afternoon, the Tiger King approached closer than ever before. His massive paws moved silently across the dry earth. Titan immediately noticed. The bull lifted his head and snorted. Dust burst from his nostrils. The tiger stopped. Golden eyes locked onto dark, determined ones. For nearly a minute, neither animal moved. Then the Tiger King released a deep warning growl. The sound echoed through the valley. Several deer instantly fled. Birds exploded into the air. Yet Titan stood firm. Instead of retreating, he stamped a hoof against the ground. The message was clear. I'm not afraid of you. The tiger eventually turned away, not out of fear, but because neither side wanted to risk injury. Ethan watched the footage later that evening. They're testing each other, Maya observed. Exactly, Ethan said. Neither one knows how strong the other really is. As the days passed, the encounters became more dangerous. The Tiger King began circling Titan whenever they met. Sometimes he disappeared into tall grass before suddenly reappearing from another direction. A predator's strategy. Titan answered with his own displays of strength. He tore small trees from the ground. He smashed fallen logs with his horns. He made it clear that any attack would come at a cost. The entire valley seemed divided between them. Smaller predators avoided the area completely. Even packs of wild dogs changed their hunting routes. Everyone sensed that a breaking point was approaching. Then one scorching afternoon, it finally happened. The watering hole had shrunk to half its previous size. Animals crowded the muddy shoreline. The atmosphere felt tense, unnatural. The Tiger King emerged first. He drank briefly before raising his head. Moments later, Titan arrived. The giant bull walked directly toward the water. This time, neither animal yielded space. The distance between them shrank. 20 feet. 15. 10. The tiger's ears flattened. Titan lowered his horns. The surrounding animals scattered. Ethan, watching through a remote camera feed, leaned forward. This is it, Maya whispered. Suddenly, the Tiger King roared. The sound thundered across the valley. And then he charged. The attack happened with breathtaking speed. The tiger launched himself through the air. Titan twisted at the last second, but the predator still landed on his back. Claws dug into thick hide. The bull bellowed with fury. He surged forward, smashing through brush and small trees. Branches snapped. Dust exploded into the air. The Tiger King clung tightly, searching for an opening. Titan bucked violently. The ground shook beneath his weight. He crashed into a fallen tree, trying to throw the tiger off. The impact echoed through the forest. Finally, the Tiger King leaped clear and landed gracefully on the ground. Both animals spun around instantly, facing each other again, panting, angry, unbroken. The battle had proven one thing. Neither king could easily defeat the other. Then something unexpected happened. The tiger's attention shifted. His ears turned toward the northern forest. Titan noticed it too. Both animals froze. A faint sound drifted through the trees. Human voices. Ethan's expression darkened. Another camera feed revealed several armed men moving through the reserve. Poachers. They carried rifles and equipment. and they were heading straight toward the valley. At the watering hole, the Tiger King stopped growling. Titan raised his head. For the first time since their rivalry began, both animals looked in the same direction, toward the approaching threat, and neither looked willing to run. The unexpected alliance. The moment Ethan saw the armed man on the camera feed, he knew the situation had become far more dangerous than a fight between two animals. "Poachers," Maya said grimly. Ethan grabbed his radio. "Alert every ranger unit. Northern sector. Move now." Across the reserve, engines roared to life as ranger vehicles sped toward the valley. But Ethan knew they might already be too late. The poachers were moving fast, and they were heading directly toward the watering hole. The men advanced through the dry forest with confidence. Their leader carried a rifle slung across his shoulder. "That tiger is worth a fortune," one of them said. "And if the stories about that giant bull are true," another replied, "we'll be rich." They laughed. None of them noticed the jungle had fallen strangely silent. No birds sang. No monkeys called from the trees. It was as if the forest itself was watching. At the watering hole, the Tiger King stood motionless. Titan remained nearby. Moments earlier they had been locked in battle. Now both sensed a different danger. The tiger's nose twitched. The scent of humans carried on the wind, not the familiar scent of rangers. These humans smelled of metal, smoke, and death. The Tiger King released a low growl. Titan pawed the ground uneasily. Something was wrong. The first poacher emerged from the trees. He froze immediately. The Tiger King stood less than 50 yards away. "There's the beast," he whispered. The others raised their rifles. Before anyone could fire, the Tiger King moved. He exploded from cover like a streak of orange lightning. The poachers shouted in panic. One rifle discharged wildly into the air. The shot echoed across the valley. Birds erupted from the canopy. Chaos followed. The Tiger King wasn't attacking to kill. He was attacking to drive the intruders away. His roar thundered through the forest. The poachers stumbled backward. Then another sound joined the chaos. A deafening bellow. Titan charged. The giant bull burst from the grasslands like a living battering ram. The ground trembled beneath his weight. The poacher's confidence vanished instantly. "What is that thing?" one shouted. Titan crashed through a fallen tree and sent splinters flying. The men scattered in every direction. The tiger and bull had become an unstoppable force, not allies by choice, but defenders of the same home. Several poachers attempted to regroup. One aimed his rifle toward the Tiger King. Before he could fire, Titan thundered past him. The man dropped his weapon and dove aside. The bull's massive horns missed him by inches. Nearby, the Tiger King emerged from dense brush with another terrifying roar. The poachers broke completely. Some fled deeper into the forest. Others abandoned equipment and ran. The jungle belonged to its true rulers once more. Meanwhile, Ethan and the ranger teams arrived at the edge of the valley. There, Maya pointed. Several fleeing poachers were sprinting through the trees. Ethan immediately organized the pursuit, split into teams, cut off every escape route. The rangers moved with practiced precision. Unlike the poachers, they knew the terrain. Within minutes, 2 men were captured. Another was cornered near a dried stream bed. The chase continued through the afternoon. By sunset, most of the group had been arrested. The remaining few escaped into remote wilderness where rescue would be difficult. Their operation had failed. As calm slowly returned to the valley, Ethan reviewed the camera footage. The scenes amazed everyone. The Tiger King and Titan had effectively driven away the intruders. Neither animal understood laws or conservation. Yet both recognized a threat to their survival. And both had responded, not as rivals, but as guardians of the same land. That evening, another remarkable event occurred. One camera captured a young deer limping near the watering hole. The animal had been frightened during the chaos and injured its leg. Predators often took advantage of weakness. Yet Titan approached slowly. The giant bull stood between the deer and the surrounding brush. The young animal remained protected until it safely rejoined its herd. Ethan watched silently. People think strength is only about fighting, Maya said. Ethan nodded. Sometimes strength is choosing what not to destroy. As darkness settled across Sundar Valley, distant thunder rolled across the horizon. The sound was faint at first. Then came another, and another. Ethan stepped outside the ranger station and looked toward the western sky. Massive storm clouds were gathering. For months, the valley had suffered beneath relentless drought. Now nature seemed ready to change its course. Lightning flashed beyond the mountains. The air smelled different, cooler, alive. Far below, the Tiger King stood at the edge of the forest. Titan waited near the watering hole. For a brief moment, both animals looked toward the approaching storm. Neither moved, neither fought. Above them, thunder shook the heavens. And after months of drought, the first drops of rain began to fall. Thanks for watching video. Subscribe to my channel to watch more interesting videos.